You're watching the Coyoteman Show Relationships. Don't bust my head where it's better to be loved than to get your head busted. Hosted by Ramsey Amadei, Uncle Shelton, and the Coyote Man on the Coyote Man Show Network.
Oh yeah, welcome back to Relationships. Don't bust my head where it's better to be loved than to get your head busted. I'm the Coyote Man. This is my co-host Ramsey Amadei and my other co-host Uncle Sheldon. And we also got the Bust Your Head crew to the white meat. We got Sonju from On the Edge.
Hey guys.
We got Sizzling Shaw. And we got Queen Jackie, the Soul Snatcher.
What's up?
You're in the house, And you know, and we're discussing period relationships, and we're gonna be staying on a cure for a little bit of time. But you know, we was listening to Jess Pearly things, one of her shows, and one of the ladies was saying on there that she's gonna actually express her femininity when a masculine man comes. And I just thought that was cat. But what y'all think about that? We're gonna start off with Uncle Sheldon.
Oh, that's bull jive. you ain't her saying that she gonna do that when she get a masculine man. That's like me saying I'm gonna turn into thug jizzle. You know what I'm saying, when I come back home. You know what I mean? Like, no, yeah, I know I'm Florida-ized right now, but you know what I'm saying. I am what I am. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with who I'm with. If you's a nyaha, you's gonna be a nyaha. I don't care if you run across the nicest man. I don't care if you run across the baddest man. You're going to be who you are. A trifling tackhead, some bad man, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. So how do you feel about that? Hey, Sonja, you in this? You talking?
I can speak on it.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, this statement doesn't make any sense. Okay, I mean, I agree with what you guys said earlier and what you said, Shelton. You're going to be who you are regardless. I understand why a person could speak that way. It could go with anything, as you said earlier. But when she's trying to say that certain men bring the femininity out of a woman, right? And there's certain men that will bring the masculine out of a woman. So depending on how she's treated, this particular woman believes that depending on how she's treated, the man can bring the feminine out of her. So when she sees a masculine man, she automatically wants to submit, almost like how the animals are. If they see, like you said, the dog example, where she didn't see a man that matched her, so she still. Then when she saw the male dog that matched her, she was like, oh. So I understand what she's saying in that context, but if you're gonna exercise your feminine energy, you're supposed to practice that if you don't have it, you know, because some people don't act in their feminine energy. So if a person was like that, they would say that, you know what I mean? But if she's already feminine, as you said earlier, then she's just going to be feminine regardless.
So she says that she's an independent woman.
That's right.
And she starts off with that, you know, that's her vibe. And also they asked her the question, you know, pretty much like, you know, how successful have you been with this? Because she said she did a lot of dating and she hasn't been successful.
She's not going to be.
And the way she's going at it.
Because
so something about
it has to be within her. So she's already letting you know she's already acting in her masculine side. And she's hardly ever in her feminine side. So she believes that she needs the right man to bring that out of her, which that's where she's in error.
And what the guy was saying on the show is like men don't have that choice. Like they can't literally just be like, okay, you know, I'm to not act masculine until you act feminine.
Well, let me just say this. Okay, I'm only gonna go by myself. If I'm around a man that's really, really feminine and he's getting on my nerves, he's gonna bring the masculine out of me. Like he start being all girly. Boy, man up! What's wrong with you? That's the masculine side. I'm not gonna say, where's the masculine side of you, sir? You know, you're so feminine. He gonna be like, I'm just like you, girl.
I can understand it from that perspective, but then it gets to the point of the choosing, because of the fact is, like, if you chose somebody that was like, you can tell a feminine man, like from the giddy up, you know. So if you pick somebody like that, the rules are still going to apply. It's like we're gonna still be going by the same rules, unless you're just the worst picker in the world. You know, you're gonna pick somebody that, you know, I mean. It almost like when you're Ramsey be like, where are we getting these men from?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? But Jackie.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with Shelton. I think we are who we are. I don't necessarily think that it depends on the person I'm with. But then I probably would also have to say, if you're attracting a certain type, it would have to go back to what you're putting out there into the universe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And one thing I'll say, going to what Sonji said, I understand that perspective, and that perspective is not totally wrong in the sense of what she was saying, but we just left some pieces out.
Yeah.
Not her, but we left some pieces out. Pieces out how we choose that person in the first place. That's the piece that needs to be examined. But go ahead, Sonji. I mean,
Sizzle. Yes.
Sizzle land.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Sizzle Shaw.
Sizzle land.
Sizzle Shaw. We ain't gonna talk about right now how I got to be Sizzle and Shaw. Her husband called me up. We talked about it. Everything that's good. Go ahead. We know what's up. We just keep that off.
Well, I believe if a female come out and say that she will be a certain way, be submissive if the man is more masculine, is delusional, because it's fake. It's not. She's her representative is showing up, and because you're not being yourself. Because soon as something happens, that something gonna pop off, and that whole masculine is gonna come out. So it's impossible to sit there and be something that you're not.
Now you hit something on the nose. I'm gonna tell you why you hit it on the nose. My mom, right? No matter what my father did, she maintained her feminines, and she maintained control. But when I hear people talking about this, if you do this, I'll do that type stuff, they're just acting a part. And that act ends soon as another scenario presents itself. So are you really being feminine, or are you acting feminine? You know, because it just don't even make sense. Because my mother said, well, I'm feminine because I'm a feminine woman. Your father ain't make me feminine. You know, I was feminine before I met your father. Right? I'm not saying that I'm masculine. I'm not saying that a man can't bring out more femininity. Like, a man can't bring out more, but you gotta start from somewhere. If you coming in there like knock the girl stomper, you know, from the beginning, I don't know how, you know what I mean? I don't know where he going with that. If you starting this saying I'm an independent, like, you already starting with the mentality,
Right.
of submission or anything about traditional, the way that traditional culture have it, it is wrong. You starting off with that mindset. I don't know where we going if you're starting there. But I can't say that a person couldn't bring out more masculine in me, because a female could be like, oh wow, you look at the way you working out in the gym, and that's gonna, you know, that's gonna bring some more, you know. But if she not even, if we starting from her being nuck at, I don't know how we getting the feminine out of her. Rams.
So we talking about with a woman that's
She's like, I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man for nothing, you know, type situation. But she want a man, you know. And she said she want the nice man. She don't really want an alpha man, you know. And that's sounding about right, because she's saying she don't want an alpha man because she know an alpha man is not going to go for her. But then she can't find the man that she really wants, because this man that she done made up in her mind technically don't exist.
Hold on. So what kind of man she looking for?
She's looking for the Hollywood soap man. You know, he's nice, he's soft, but he'll protect you. He's monogamous. When she talk, he's quiet. It's like her bitch, her flower bringer, everything she wants.
I'm kind of missing what we. All right, so
we talking about.
Yeah.
She's saying that she'll be feminine.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm doing.
If she actually find this masculine man, but the man that she describing don't even sound masculine.
Well, I guess okay. I'm kind of getting lost in it, but I think I heard some of the key points, right? So all right. So a woman that's in her masculine, right?
Yeah.
And she's looking for her equal counterpart, right?
She
So I mean, I think one thing is like you said, femininity is either it's there or it's not, right? You know, now I think to a degree now one either side can be nurtured.
Yep.
Right, but at the same time, I think what we're talking about is it's a cop out to want to evolve. A lot of times, you know, people normally want to stay where they at, and they find reasons to justify that.
Comfortability.
You know, for the most part, you know, because the femininity is the power for the woman. You know, a woman in a masculine is in a weaker state, right?
Yep.
You know, a man in his feminine is in a weaker state.
That's right.
You know, us in our natural forms, you know, but being in the unnatural world, normally it has made women to be harder and it has made men to be weaker, right? So I would say, you know, in that context, well, I can't see a woman getting with a man and learning how to become herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if that man knows how to unlock that.
Yeah.
Inside of her, right?
Yeah. I mean, she's willing.
You know, but at the same time, you know, that's something that she would have to give that up. Like both can't occupy the same space, right? So I would say that I can see it in all sides, right? Because like I said, I can see a woman in her masculine, you know, in that situation, if she's in that masculine form. The only way she gonna, if she want to stay there, she's gonna have to choose a man in his weaker state. She's gonna have to, but she won't be happy.
But that's what's been happening. So this woman, like say the $250,000 a year making woman, she's looking for her counterpart, right? And just making equal amount of money. But she didn't wait too long because she didn't worked during the time that most people pick their mate, right? So now this woman is looking for somebody at that level. At that level, a man won't pick her. Because one, she already saying she don't need a man, right? So one thing I learned about it, if you already starting off with I don't need a man, or I'm independent, or I just need a man to be my partner, or some type of like weak companion, right? You're already at a place where you could only get a certain type of man, and that type of man that you're gonna get, he's going to leave you as soon as he can, you know? And you're going to get bored with him. You're not going to be happy anyway, because you're going to have to get a beta male that really is depending on you. And don't inspire it. He don't have no inspiration to do anything. He cool with, yes ma'am, everything is cool, because he living off of you and he wants you to keep working. So he good with the whole thing. But he don't have no love for you because he can't love that, because he ain't in a state where he can love himself. Then she can't respect that, and she's not going to be happy, because even though she's telling herself she's independent and she don't want to depend, that goes against the nature that she was created in. So there's no happiness going against your own nature.
And I mean, another thing, I guess, like, you know, as far as putting it on reserve or whatever, right? I think that's another cop out, right? You can't, like you said, a man can't say, "Hey, I'm not gonna be a man."
Yeah.
to a real woman stand up. Right? Right. In that case, a real woman would never stand up.
That's right.
That's not what's desired.
And what you said is what the guy just said. He asked her. He was like pretty much like, he said, "Well, don't you think you not showing your femininity it's going to stop you from being able to actually
Yeah.
get the man
Yeah.
that you're looking
'Cause that's
for.
the
Because
power
he's not
that-
looking for that.
That's what unlocks it, right? You know, like I said, you know, one can unlock the other, right?
Yeah.
Now, like you said, now, granted, it's still got to be present. It's already there. We talking about nature, right? So your nature is already there. And like I said, now in this world can definitely, you know, disrupt nature.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? Based off the foods that we've been eating,
That's
the
right.
environment that we grew up in.
That's right.
You know, so to some degree, the aspect of that is part of a defeated people, right?
Yeah.
You know, but for us to go back, we have to return back to our natural selves.
That's right.
You know, at the end of the day, and we can't put what is our power and hold it back and expect to get something.
That's right.
A man can't go out in this world and say, I'm not going to be a man and expect to get anything.
All right, so let me ask you a question.
Absolutely.
All right, who teaches a person how to be a man and to be masculine, and who teaches a person how to be feminine and how to be a woman?
In the normal case, that would come from a good household, right?
Yeah.
But if it doesn't come from the mother or the father, then you should seek training from someone that where you see that from. So for myself, I can speak to Minister Farrakhan, the FOI class in the Nation of Islam, manhood training. That's where I'm taking my son. I'm taking my daughter to the MGT to get training from them women. You know, so there are teachers there, but that's the thing. You have to know that there is teachers. So you have to seek coaching. First of all, like, you know, like, so you have to accept your own and be yourself.
So let me ask you this. So one other question. So if you went through all this training and you're a female and you went through all this training, you're not going to, I'm probably going to answer, I'm actually just making a statement. You're not going to accept any and everything, right? So you're going to want a man that is masculine, that is going to match your feminine. So in her mind, even though she's speaking masculine, she might think that she's feminine because she's a woman. Just because she's a woman, she thinks she's feminine. So she's saying, I'm not going to be really vulnerable until I find a man that is in his masculine that matches me.
That's fine, but that's the thing. If
But
that's the
it's still phony.
she shouldn't have a choice. She shouldn't be in a relationship in that.
No relationship.
Until she finds that man. Then that means she should be a virgin or not be experiencing running into men
And she said
and
that
having multiple bad relationships.
Yeah, she said
with
she
men
dates a
that's-
lot.
with men that she feels
but
is
if she
under
had-
her.
so-
Until
if she
she
had that
finds that
training,
man, she should open
she
up.
wouldn't have been doing that.
Right. Or like I said,
She accepted
but
it.
if she didn't have that training, like I said, she got some training to be casting doubt on the men that she's with. At least to that case, right?
Self-experience.
Right. And but I said, so that's the point. So it gotta be either or. You gotta know you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta protect you being fucked up until you're not. Or you can't do because like attract like, right?
Yeah.
So if you fucked up, you're going to attract fucked up people, and hopefully you can learn a lesson from that. Because a loss, you know, if you're taking the L, you're taking lessons. So the thing of that is, if you're taking the lessons, then if you're knowledgeable enough to learn from the lessons, you can say, okay, I'm not going to try to repeat this one again, right? And then a lot of times you can't cast the doubt on the person that you're choosing. You have to cast it out on yourself.
Exactly. So her statement should be in the reverse. What should her statement be, Coyote?
Well,
Are you going to answer that question?
what should her statement be?
Instead of the statement that she made, based on what Mr. Ramsey said, what do you believe her statement should have been? Or you want to take that, Ramsey?
I could say maybe instead of her holding it back, she should shower it on the man, and then she could find out instantly if that's the right person, and then she should cast them away and not waste time with that person.
Yeah, that's the best way, because she was saying that she goes on a lot of dates, and they said, well, why aren't you with somebody? She said, well, you know, I'm not with somebody because you know, I'm getting myself together or whatever, blah 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 blah. She capping again. She can't actually get with the people that she's actually. And when they said to her, they said, well, how about if what's his name, Leonardo DiCaprio came at you, blah blah. He said, would you be ready then? She said, yeah, I'll be ready. She said, but that's Leo DiCaprio. She said, yeah, because you'll be ready because this is a man that you want. But the men that you want don't want you.
Right.
One, you got a lot of bodies now. She already got a certain amount of bodies, and somebody on that level can get somebody that barely got none, right? And then on top of that, she's starting off with this independent type of thing. Somebody on that statue have already been through all of that. I won't deal with it. So he damn sure ain't dealing with it.
Well, what makes her think that he would even deal with her?
He wouldn't. That's why, no, Pearlie just threw it out there and was just like saying, well, how about, since you saying you just waiting to get yourself together because they thought that was Cat, how about if it was Leah, you know? And then she was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. And so they just caught her in something to just say, so in other words, if the man came along that you thought that was on this level, you would take him, but it's just the fact that the men that you want don't want you.
I would go in that kind of
So she was just taking anything then.
She not. Yeah, well,
Okay,
she
good.
taking anything, but
That's what I'm saying.
it's not
She
being
must
no
be
relationship.
Okay.
Right.
She taking
That's
something.
what I mean. That's what
Getting
I mean.
something.
If you're
getting
doing that, you're still that's still relations.
Yeah, she relating. She relating. She getting her relating on. You know.
It's a hit and run relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that, you know, that's just that we just tapped on that for a second because in dealing with the cure, we gotta kill the delusion. You know, if we want to go after a cure for all of this stuff that we actually talking about, we gotta attack the delusion. Now we're gonna get into the person that you actually one. How do you know if somebody actually wants you? How do you know if you're going after somebody blindly? You know, actually going after somebody and going after somebody that you don't actually have a chance for, right? And what is the actual order that a person should be actually picked? Truthfully, what do nature actually say? Because technically, I'm gonna throw this out here before we start talking. Technically, the male lion develops a certain amount of mass, and then he comes up and shows himself as this powerful being, and then the female is kind of like, okay, you know, that's who I want, type of situation. If you want to look at it as far as a successful man, one thing that Kevin Samuel said, he said you should be able to be Googleable. Your digital imprint should be strong. So if somebody look you up, they already know you're this, you're that, you're this. This is what you're strong. They should be able to see you're strong. You know what they're getting into, and strength might be the post office. It might be whatever level you cool with, and that's just on just the financial level. Then you got the communication level, and you probably already been through the looks level because you had to have some attraction from the start. But how do you know if somebody? A lot of, especially in our culture, they say a lot of our women are delusional. They go after people that's out of their league. And it may be because it's naturally that men date down and women date up. You know, and she naturally dates up because she has to always be worrying about legacy. You know, so that's natural for her to date up. You know, actually when they swipe the apps, most of the time a woman is like, no, statistically. And then 50% of men say yes. So what do you think about that? So
I think if we're in the pursuit, I think before we pursue, I think we should be clear on what our needs are. I feel like a lot of times, going back to your statement about dating up, I think we're delusional in our pickings in terms of what we want versus what we need. What I want may not necessarily be what I need, might not be the person that I could probably build with, right? But to know that would go back to me being honest with myself first. I don't want to waste anybody's time, and I don't want my time wasted. But even with that being said, and connecting with someone, right? I think that we have forgotten, and I said this not long ago, the art of courtship is lost. So we're not really taking the time to get to know one another. We just want things to move fast. And then we end up in relationships that we shouldn't be in because of that blind pursuit of what we want versus what we need.
And do you believe that, not you per se, but us as a people, like say it is a relationship we want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that we would sit back? Because I think we're lazy, right?
I agree.
So do you think we actually sit back and say, you know what? I do want that. Let me get qualified for that. Like let me, if I heard this man and he's conscious and he's knowledgeable, let me get some of that. If I'm 300 pounds and this man looks like he could probably get somebody that's in a more healthier state.
Yeah.
Let me prepare myself for that. On another level, on the male side, if I see this woman, she takes care of herself pretty well, I got to be able to take over that responsibility. Let me prepare myself for that. If I see this woman, you know, she's pretty educated, you know, I might not have to go to college or nothing, but at least let me be well versed and understand what's going on in the world. Let me prepare myself for that. Do you believe that people are doing that, or it's just straight up delusion and
I think a lot of it is delusion. I'm not saying that you can't pursue what you want, right? But I think in the pursuit of that, be honest with what your needs are. And you go after that person that you want. I do think you have to put work into yourself in order to qualify for that person. And then let's say you get the person. Are you willing to continue the work to build that relationship? You know, because I think a lot of times once we get that person, we drop the ball. And in terms of going after what you want, again, go back to what is it that do you see what you need in the person that you want?
Got you. So how you feel about that, Cecil?
Well, I believe it's a mixture of delusional and not in touch with reality. Because you have some females, they say, well, I want this. You got to have this. I have a whole 99 things. Yes. But here you are with about 10 kids and an apartment and no high school diploma, nothing. But you want this man to have all these qualifications, but you're not doing anything to better yourself.
Right.
So they looking for the man that has all these things that take them out of their reality, and instead of trying to better their self. Huh? What's going on, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
But instead of bettering their self, well, I know a situation where it's a male. And he dates, he gets hurt all the time because he's dating all his lead and he's spending all his money because he's an oversized guy, but he wants models. And in his mind, he's a 10. And then he will come and he'll be defeated, like, well, but he's real picky. I can't do it because she's too big, and but he's not looking at himself and looking within.
So he see, back to this laziness. So he got money?
No, he's broke.
So, okay.
But he gives the illusion that he has money. He wines and dines.
Okay, so he faking it until we making it.
Right.
Big ugly as ever. However, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't really have no money. He don't really have no money. Like, say for example, like regardless of what people feel about a Kim Kardashian, right? If I was single, there's no way I would try to be with Kim Kardashian. If Kim Kardashian had said to me, Coyote, I'm really feeling you, I would think it was a joke, right? Because I know I can't even afford your nails. I can't even, I know what you live in.
Right.
And I'm not going to be your bitch, because that's just not who I am. I'm going to tell Kim, listen, Kim, I have to tell you something like I tell everybody else. If I'm in the cardboard box, you're in a cardboard box. If we're here, so she gonna understand it. I don't care where we at. I'm still Kim. So So that situation right there ain't gonna work. But I don't believe that men are as delusional as women. I think we pretty much, maybe not overweight love in the house, but pretty much.
No, I would just say we're not allowed.
Oh, okay.
And not that even if we are, something gonna stop us at the gate.
And wake us
Okay. Yeah.
This ain't your name.
Right.
and wake us up.
Fast.
So yeah, you're right. I don't think life allows a man to be delusional.
There's a couple delusionals out there, but they gonna learn fast.
Yeah, I'll give you a prime example. It was this guy that used to come to my studio. He had hair on his chest, right? So he used to open his chest up, right? With his hair, right?
I like that.
Now listen, I know you like it, but we're gonna go a little bit further. We're gonna go a little bit further. Soul snatcher. Let's keep his body intact.
All right, okay.
And so this situation, he got hair on his chest, right? But just
I'm
like a
intrigued
female,
already.
some kind of way, somebody made him believe that he could sing. Okay. Nobody has never told this man that he can't sing. Mm-hmm. He come in my studio paying all this big money, and he's singing. He was like, man, everybody tell me I sing better than Whitney Houston. So as soon as somebody tell me that, I just know, oh God, I'm in for a long one. Because it's going to be very hard for you to sing better than Whitney Houston. But I kid you not, this guy was like, and I mean, it was so bad, right? But then he just look at his chest.
I was going to say, was his shirt open?
His shirt was open. He just look at his chest. And the girls he got with him are like, go ahead. So I realized he had money.
Okay.
So the dude never knew that he couldn't sing. Because everybody he had around him,
they were lying.
Like cheerleading him.
Yeah.
But, like I said, like Ramsey said, we don't live in delusion too long. He talked me into letting them do a show with us. And I was like, whoa, man. I was like, we kind of like filled at the show and everything like that. We really don't have no space. It was like, I said, plus people were paying like money to be a part of the show. He was like, well, how much it is to be a part of this show? You know, I made up at that time. I was like, it was $250 to be a part of this show, right? But there's no spots left.
Okay.
This guy said, yo, I give you $650 to be a part of the show. Sold to the highest bidder. To the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? I let him open up the show. Yo, people was like, boo!
Did he have the chest hair?
Did he have? That's what we need to know. Yeah.
But the thing is so crazy.
He was
they was booing the chest hair, but he was delusional for a couple of seconds because when they booed him, he took a couple of buttons off, like to say maybe
they don't see.
Maybe they don't see all of it. But after that, it really broke his heart. He really got sad because
Somebody
he finally
told him.
realized that. No, because the girls was still saying, "Baby," you know what I mean? The girls,
they
tripping. But he was keeping those girls paid. But he kind of stopped singing after that.
Were they strippers?
I don't know. They was looking qualified though.
Qualified strippers.
They was qualified.
On the borderline.
You know, if I had dollars at the time, I would have threw a couple. But it's like that's what it is. But I go back to what Ramsey said. I don't think life give men the actual chance to be delusional. What you think about that, Uncle Sheldon?
You know, see, I'm a little different. Because my thing is, okay, we just going to say, I'm just going to go with Kim because that's the example that you gave.
Okay.
If I seen Kim and I was feeling Kim like that or whatever, I don't give a fool what I'm working with. I'm going to shoot my shot. Just yeah, because I didn't pay for your dress, your makeup when you got here. I didn't pay for your nails, none of that stuff. You got here fully established. Now, if you like me, I'm established on my own. I ain't expecting you to get my lineup. I ain't expecting you to get my clothes and stuff like that. This is where I came. This way you came. What's up? You know, now granted, I don't have a problem with, paying for your nails sometimes, paying for your hair sometimes.
Whoa!
But I don't lead in with that.
Delusion just kicked in. Hold up. Yo, Trav. Hold up, right? Now, I just want to bring you back a little bit. Now, to get Sonji's nails done, right up the hallway, right? We're talking about if we was to go the cheapest route, right, it's $35 is probably $35 for the cheapest nails, and then 65 for the cheapest nails, and then something for her toes. Now, where Kim Kardashian go, you just brought her home. You just and I ain't talking about.
Yeah, but he said he choosing what she going at this point, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not disputing that. But let me go further into what I'm saying here.
Okay.
Now, I'm saying that I could do something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not leading in with it. The same way I'm not going to say, hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, see, I'm not the dude that's going to go to see a Kim Kardashian, see her with her friends, and buy them all drinks. No. You're going to know from the cuff where I'm coming from. So she's not going to come at me for no $35,000 nails or whatever, because I ain't telling you that I got $35,000 for no nails. So she's not coming over here for that. You know what I'm saying? And she already know that from the I don't even fake the funk on that. You already know. It's women. Come on now, bro. It's been women that I done dated that made more than me. And they knew this. Now, granted, I'm not saying we're gonna end up with the picket fence and we're gonna marry all that type of stuff. But you know where I'm at. I know where you at. You know what I'm saying? I ain't coming. Come on now. I'm not that delusional. You ain't that delusional. You know I ain't paying no $35,000 for no nails. You know I might get a pinky. I might get a toe. Maybe. For your birthday or something like that. Or Christmas or something like that. Maybe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We know that. Come on. Stop playing.
Okay, so let me just tell you.
To do things that
let me take you a little bit further. For her extensions, she paid $8K. For a fitness trainer, she paid $13K a month for her. Let me see, and manicures. Let me see, what is it? How much is it really cost to look like Kim Kardashian? $165,000.5 per month. But anyway,
Wait a minute, what?
Wait a minute, bro. Now, I just want to tell you, right? Because I'm just trying to show you the reason why I'm not in so much delusion, right? Because this was to say that Kim Kardashian only needed us for sex, right? Now, I would also assume, in my assumption, not saying that I know you're going to take your shot, but I could also assume that Kim Kardashian can get somebody that's at the top level of modelness, right? If she just wanted a boy toy. So 9 times out of 10, if she was looking for a man, right, it's going to have to be some, because they don't date down. You know, most of the time when you see them dating down, you know, it's the joke of the internet, because it's a little poo-time poo real quick. And then they take his money too.
Wait a minute. Didn't what you call it dated down? J-Lo, didn't she marry a dancer or something?
J-Lo?
Or her bodyguard.
A bodyguard, but he was a dancer, a backup singer or something.
Yeah.
I had to look into it. But let's go back up to Kim. Let's go back up to Kim. When I said Kim, you pointed your finger up. Let's
So you saying J-Lo is not a up?
I'm not saying that she's not a up. But you're talking about a billionaire here, right? You talking about
I'm saying, see, I'm going to go in again. See, and I know you're deep, brother. I understand where you're coming from. But see, you're going a lot deeper than I'm even talking about. I don't need to be the guy that's going to put the ring on. I don't need to be the guy that's next week. We're talking about tonight. And if I am the best dude that's in that building tonight, it don't matter the fact that I ain't got 35 years. Because we ain't talking about tomorrow. We ain't talking about
okay, now shout it. I get what you with that, right? A lot of people, even people out there that say they would not mind being her tonight, right? But we talking about the delusion of actually thinking, right, that we would be her pick. Now, I don't know, brother. I don't know what you're working with. You might have some supernatural stuff, but I don't think I would naturally be her pick if I was to go by her picks, right? And I have kind of like an understanding, like you can see a track record of who people date. You know what I'm saying? The type of people they date.
So why you don't like I'm with Shelton. Why are we going that far? Like, you know,
We not talking
that's
about
the extreme. You never go to the extreme.
No. We're talking about the extreme because women go to the
But
extreme.
that's the way extreme.
Well, I had to do that to be clear. Like,
Not
I'm just saying,
one
okay.
of us is going after no billionaires. You going after billionaire, Shaw?
Let's
Not
let,
me.
I mean,
Shaw's already. You can't use Shaw. We
No,
talking
I'm
about.
saying hypothetically. We hypothetically.
No, we're
speaking,
talking
right?
about the women on the internet. What they're
Okay.
actually saying. You know, they're actually they are going after these guys,
Yeah, they-
right?
What you say, Shelton?
but even on a small level,
There we go.
we've seen people that pretty much look like they wouldn't have anything to do with us. You know what I'm saying? From that standpoint, and you might get a shot. Bruh, I have dated women that I felt I didn't have a shot with. You know what I'm saying? But I still got there. I still
Yeah.
got somewhere. So I'm not totally disqualifying myself because I'm looking at the lint in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the fact that I think that I might not be that guy. I'm not that guy that she's looking for that night. I'm not that person. She got Daddy Warbucks over here. She got him over there, so on and so forth. But tonight,
No, we talking about.
for that bull
We
job.
wasn't just talking about pity poop
No,
time.
It's how you take it. It's how you take it.
Yeah, we're not talking about pity poo time, and we're not even talking about a night. We talking about somebody picking somebody as their mate. This is the person. This is the person that's taking care of me. This is the person. This is this one. So what I'm saying, I knew some. Yeah, I done got with some women that, let's say, that was out of my level, right? But I was younger, and I understand differently now.
Okay.
So it's been some women that actually asked me to come into their orbit that I wouldn't do now, because I don't think the same way I thought when I was a child.
I mean, but
Go ahead.
it is a difference too, right? Now, granted, right, she can get with a dude, right? Like for instance, Kanye West, right? And when she got with him, he didn't make more money than her.
Yeah.
He makes more money than her now.
Right.
That's right.
You know, so it could be a point where a person can get in there, and if he's still himself, right? Because money doesn't define the man.
No, no,
right?
no.
Absolutely.
So he can't get into a situation, and she can still yield to that
Oh
masculinity.
yeah.
And she has the money, and now she can teach this man how to move in the arenas that he's in, and now he
Right.
can still become the master of that domain and rise
That's
himself up. And you know, but that's what for a woman that is truly like still in her feminine, like to the point where
Right.
okay, I have more money than you, but you're my man,
That's right.
Right.
you're my king. So let me show you how we move over here,
Yeah.
king.
Yeah.
You know, and that thing now, it's different if it's a war, like you said. Now, if it's to the point where you're my B, right? And
Yeah.
if that's what she's looking for, or if that's what she found, then yeah, like you said, she can get a boy toy anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty, you know, that's everywhere.
And you gotta look at her vision, because even if we wanted to just deal with on her, we still dealing with Kanye West. So you could like track Kanye West and actually see the progress. When these people look at people, they looking at them for.
Yeah, he had ambition.
Yeah, he had ambition,
Oh, yeah.
and he was already way up there in the dollars. So they already seen it. Okay, it ain't gonna do nothing but go up, you know. And that's exactly what happened. But from just being delusional, I'm not saying being delusional as far as being able to have sex with somebody. You might catch somebody on a rare moment or something like that and get some
But that's what the females
Pity poo time.
doing.
I mean, are we saying that because even if I think back to Aretha Franklin, she married an average guy and lived in a pretty much happy marriage. That was her last marriage. So are we saying that because you're on a certain level that you wouldn't even entertain because I'm kind
I
of
guess
gonna...
it's the quality of the
That's-
person.
Right,
But I know
exactly.
some
That's
of
my
my
point.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this right now. When it comes to do with me at this point, the way I think, no, I'm not messing with you. I don't have to be on your level, but I have to be able to handle my business.
Okay.
And when you come into my situation, I don't supposed to make you step down.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
with that. Yeah.
so, and I'm not coming to be, now, if you came at me, say you had power, you came at me and you yielded under the right power, then you can have all the money you want. I'm good with that, right?
Right.
But it's like to the point where from just me knowing right? If I know, okay, yeah, this girl is on this level. She's used to dealing with billionaires, blah, blah, blah. This is how she rolled. This is what it takes to take care of this person. No, you're not going to be with me thinking about the life that you had, because when they research this stuff, they say every man that a woman has been with, right, goes away from her chances of being happy, because she's always looking back at the man she had before. And that's sexually, that's financially, that's how they provided a life, that's how they dealt. So the more men she deal with, the more situations, more demons she bring to that package, and the more expectations she bring to that package. So no, I'm not gonna be flipping burgers and then go and do. I'm going to qualify myself if that's what I really wanted. That's why I go back to laziness again. I think that the delusion come from you 250 pounds and you want this model 6-figure model man that can be with anybody, and then you mad at him that he didn't pick you, because in your brain you think you a 10, but he's going to pick a 10. So I'm not saying that you can't find a relationship like that, but that's the exception. That's not really the rule. I think you should be trying to get yourself prepared and qualified for whoever you want to be with. That don't mean you got to match Kim's billion, but you got to have something, because it comes to a certain point where you can't. If you look at the reasons why a man was created to be with a woman in the first place, he's supposed to be the maintainer, the provider, not just financially, but financially has something to do with it, right? So if she is completely, I'm independent, I don't really need you for nothing but sex and companionship, it's going to have a side effect. It's going to have some type of side effect. And if you're at a place in this working a average job that might get laid off, you're going to start being needy. Now, you with this woman and make all this money, you don't make hardly no money, and you wind up getting laid off from the job that you actually on. You're going to start looking at this person that is living just fine, and you looking at her like, man, she could at least help me out a little bit. The little teeny bit of, go ahead.
No, I was about to say that, and that's kind of the basis of what we talked about as far as the whole blind pursuit thing, right? Because it's like, a person may be in pursuit of a thing, but they haven't even asked the questions of what they want. What do they want? Like when you want something, right? But the person that you want also has wants in a list that they're looking for, and how do you yourself measure up to that?
That's right.
And a lot of times in the blind pursuit, you don't even fathom the fact that there's another need in this process that's not of your own. And a lot of times you're looking for what you want. You say, oh, I found this is exactly what I want.
Yeah.
But you realize that person isn't saying the same thing about you. Right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, like you said, based off the laziness, you wouldn't want to, and that's why we compare it to a job. Like when you come with your resume, what's your resume looking like? For the relationship, for the person that you want. What are you putting on the table and say, this is what I bring to the table?
Yeah.
That's right.
Sometimes you just bring in your funky black.
That's right. You just bringing you in the same
But
ratchet.
I think he's right. I think that when we're in pursuit, I think a lot of times, because as women, we're so focused on that what we want. We're not asking ourselves what value we can bring to that person. Right. I think we are delusional in that regard, because we're not even entertaining what that person's needs are. We're just focused on what we want.
What they want.
Yeah.
You have females now that will, get the hair with the lace fronts, the BBLs, and get all the outfits on, and go straight to the basketball games because they trying to get one of them basketball players.
Right.
And sometimes the guys, all they see is the surface. They see the body, the booty. Y'all know how y'all do. Look how.
Right.
No, I'm
and then what happens is that when reality hit, a year later, the guy on TMZ, because something popped off, because he went off the image, because the girl going off like, I'm this, I'm that. and he move her into the house, and then next thing you know, it's a mess because she don't have that mindset. She don't, mindset's messed up because she just knew what he had and the lifestyle she wanted to live, and she just like, I don't care what basketball player I'm gonna get somebody.
She's on a mission.
It's just like you might get what you want, but you might not want what you get.
Yeah, you might not want what you get.
You know, because
and think about that when you thinking about this stuff lazy. That's where all the problems come. That's why all the beef is on the internet right now. Because these women are saying, we want these men. But they not even a 3, saying that they a 10. Right? And they don't even want to do no work. They don't even, they're 100, They don't even want to do no work.
Because I'm confused.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not even understanding why we're talking about it. So you're going to have to let me know. Break it down. Why are we talking about these people that are going for things that's unrealistic? Well, if they're going for a man or a man going for a woman that's unrealistic, they're going to find out eventually that they're being unrealistic.
And that's the basis of all bad relationships.
You're saying, but I'm just saying they're not even in the relationship yet because they're going for something that they can't get. Is that what we're talking about?
No, well, that's not what I'm talking about. Because that's what I hear. In the blind pursuit, right now, you may get with somebody, right? And like I said, you ignored all of their wants, right? But maybe they got with you because your body banging, right? But they have wants that you're not fulfilling, right? But you might have spent 5 years with them. Now you're wondering what's going on. Why is there all this? You was never the fit for this person, but you never even considered what they wanted.
That's true.
And that's what we're talking about, pursuing something blindly without considering that person also has needs or wants in that case. And like I said, so they may deal with you. You may have a situationship, and that situationship may last for 10 years, 5 years.
What about an entanglement?
But the evidence that relationship will not work out revealed itself in week 1.
Absolutely.
But the blind pursuit is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Wanting something that doesn't want you.
That's right.
Okay.
And we're saying that most of the time, right, is not the men, right, that's in that delusion. Because the men know if I reach a certain financial status, I get anything I want anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I have to go across seas to get it, I can find somebody
with still keep talking about finances.
No. You gotta. You gotta start there.
But I'm saying that's the reason why I'm confused.
That's one of man's obligations. So it's like you gotta start there. If he knows like finances changes.
You keep talking.
No, we'll bring it back in. I'm gonna edit it. So cut it. No, just cut it.